swing it. So now going over the news on YouTube's news channels. I'm on ABC4 News Utah. They're all ready. The cops are ready for the rioters that they're expecting tonight. They're going to shoot to kill. You had the one guy talking about an incident in West Valley City here. They had to tase him twice, and the police officer said, I think that was the best outcome. What? What the hell? You know, that's the mentality here. Peace by killing off your opponent. Dear God. So, yeah, maybe the riots tonight could fulfill the sign in the heavens. So that now becomes another option for what may or may not happen. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you missed the other videos. I'm kind of concerned, especially on a hardcore conservative Utah. And so you can tell that the Democrats are infiltrating the news. They have a title says, Women in Utah Government. Study says not enough women in positions. Is that what it says here? There's ... Not enough women, female leaders in municipalities. Seriously? This is about a quota system? And if we don't have enough women, therefore we have to fire the men to put women in those places to make it equal? And if there's one too many men than women, that we have to fire that one man to put in a woman, whether she's qualified, experienced, educated, and trained? You see where the Democrats go wrong? We've already had experiences in other places around the United States where Democrats were able to implement this quota policy of whether it's women or minorities or whatever. It just fails miserably. And the reason why is because the problem is not at the end result. The problem goes right back to the beginning. You have to fix the beginning. What they're trying to suggest is, we need to just put women in more women in position at the end. No, we need to go back to the beginning. They need to be trained, they need to be educated, they need to be experienced, and then the positions need to open up. Because you can't just take away from what has already been given, but what has been given was sort of sabotaging women in the first place, and that's why we're in this conclusion mess. And so what we now have to do, if we're going to maintain this system, which I recommend we screw the system and start a whole new one, but, what do I know? We would then have to start from scratch, get women into the education, into the experience, into the training, so that they can move through the system as the others are grandfathered out. So in other words, women can't do it. It's the rising generation of girls who would then take that position in the future. But we would need to start now to make that happen for the future. But again, they don't want you to understand that system. They just complain about what it currently is and don't bother to search for why it happened in the first place. And then they think that just by making it happen fixes everything. And it doesn't. It causes more problems. Because what are those men going to do? They're out of a job. Do they not have families? We're in Mormon Utah, where the church says the man has to take care of the whole family. Woman needs to stay at home. If they're obedient to that, and you take the man out of the job so he's no longer the provider of the home, wow, a double whammy. Out of work and a sinner. So, are you sure that's the path you want to go? Domination over men? And so that leads into a whole nother problem. is that it becomes sexist discrimination of what they're trying to do, even though they're the ones who are victims of sexist discrimination. You don't solve sexist discrimination by causing further sexist discrimination. That's not how you solve things. So, that's my conclusion.